also now this day and age you can zone blitz, like stay in zone defense, which really kind of man up a little bit in zone defense when you blitz, but still, we do a combination of both. But I don't think there's any question about it, that they work hand in hand together.
Your two starters particularly, they don't seem to back down.
Well, most corners, have got to really be really competitive, mentally tough. Because you're going to get beat at the corner. The good ones recover, and they got to have a little something in them. They got to have something, a little nastiness in them, because it's you're out there on an island against a great receiver. You're out there covering J-Mac, and you've got a task at hand, and you better have your mind right, and you better think you can do it. So both those kids are like that. They're both great competitors. And even the backup players are coming around here too. But you got to be special to play corner. The corners are very difficult to find. They really are.
Do you expect Daniel back tomorrow?
Yeah, he should be back tomorrow. He's coming back tonight. He was at a family funeral.
You just make the most of that and see what Pat can do, and then with the ones, and then move
Well, you just kind of slide guys up and move them around. That's Chase did a real good job today. Anytime somebody's not there, it's an opportunity for somebody else. I felt that without question that he did some good things. I thought Blaine did some good things. So it's a good situation.
More than anything else with the defense this early in camp, what are you trying to establish?
Well, I think you're always just trying to make sure your veteran players are improving every day, and then I think the thing you need to do is get your young players ready to play. And that's easy to say, but it's a constant. Each period that you have your that they're out there, that fundamentally they improve. And we talk about personnel after today, around 1:30, 2 o'clock today. We'll talk about in front of the whole staff, every player on our board, all 121 players we have out here. So, and then we'll just kind of say who's getting close, who's not getting, who's got to step it up a little bit. So that's an ongoing thing that always goes on here from a personnel standpoint, and the players understand it. The good news is, we got another 20 plus practices before our first game, so there's a lot of things that happen. We get a guy like Danair Alexander that the first week when he was here in 2 days when he was a freshman, he just kind of looked okay. He looked like a real good prospect, but he never played as a freshman. I don't think so. And Chase Kaufman was a little bit like this, and all of a sudden, middle of the second week, when you get about to the 15th, 16th, 17th practice, and all of a sudden these guys are just. And so we look at every position like that, and then decide if we're going to use those young guys.
Speaking of Kaufman, he moves up to the top tight end spot now with Rucker gone. How does Andrew Jones fit into the offense now?
Well, we'll see. It's up to him. It's all about competition. So that's the way we do everything around here. You compete. That's how you earn your job.
Coach, it seems this year that there are more first unit versus first unit during the scrimmages than years past. Is there a reason for that?
You mean in practice?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we do that a lot. It's not more. It's the same that we've always done. In fact, what we do is we don't scrimmage ones against ones complete live on scrimmage days. Here in practice, where it's controlled, where we don't tackle, that's when we get best against best. And that we think that'll make both sides pretty good. We might lean a little bit more to ones and twos as the next week or two as we go. And I think knowing that our ones are pretty experienced on both sides of the football, more so than they've been in the past, and with the idea of getting ones against twos and twos going against high-level players to raise their awareness and their play. And I think that we're considering that.
So how much does having the first unit being, I guess, so dominant have to do with developing the younger players?
Well, I think what happens is anytime the ones when twos go against twos, they're good young players, but they don't understand that when the people they're going to play against are going to be like our ones are. So when you put ones against twos really get the real world of Big 12 high-level football. And what they do generally, they raise their standard. They play a little quicker, they play a little more explosive. They have to, they get embarrassed. And then you do that over a period of time, then it just kind of raises their play. So, when you have a little bit, when your starters are fairly experienced, that allows you to do that a little bit. And focus on that rather than ones.
How do you blame the 40-second clock will affect your game in college football?
You know what? It'll be interesting to see how it affects. I think we'll have more plays. I think for the most part, we're going to meet with officials next Friday for about 20 minutes with our whole staff, and going to talk about that a little bit. I think we'll have more plays. Some people don't believe that, but I think we'll have more plays, and it affects. It won't affect us a lot. really, I think we'll get no huddle. I think we'll get more plays off. So I think in some respects it's going to be a plus for us. And I think it'll move the game a little bit. People that huddle, it might affect them a little bit different. But for us, they set it quicker, we get it off quicker. So we're not waiting for them to set the football. We're up ready to go. So the time will tell. We looked at the spring game and the portion that we did it, and we got a few more plays there. So.
To Claire,
time will tell.
They are going with the NFL rule about setting the ball immediately.
Well, it's not
or
quite the NFL rule. There are some different components to it, but there are some similarities to it.
You think other teams could use that as a disadvantage to you to keep the ball away from your offense?
No, I don't think you do. It's a clock's a clock, so you find a way to find a way to work it out.
What have you seen from Jared Berry so far this week?
He's doing good. Very impressed. I mean, it looks like he's elevated his play. He's maturing and matured as a receiver. And last year I thought he had a pretty good. Our depth last year, our wide receiver tight end, was the best we've ever had, ever. And he had struggles a little bit. His freshman year he played real well. And what he did is, he just cranked it up and worked real hard. And now, as you can tell, he looks like a high-level Big 12 player. So we're real pleased with his progress.
Have you seen his maturity on the field?
His maturity?
Yeah.
Well, that's just
specifically.
kids. Well, maturity means that you handle more so the mental side of competing. That you can get out there and handle the ups and downs, the adversities, the successes, the physicalness. That you can let that play go to the next play and be able to focus. That's where the maturity level comes in, and that's hard to do. So most kids are not mature enough to do that as freshmen. It's very difficult. Some kids are extraordinarily mature that can do it. Some kids aren't, then just bam, they're ready. William Moore wasn't as a freshman. He wasn't ready to do that. And but look at him now. It just took him a little bit longer. Every kid's different. That's kind of we have to look in the crystal ball and say, can this guy? We keep working him as a freshman. Can he finally get into play? Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. We try to obviously that's a real key component. Is the maturity aspect of competing. We good, guys?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.